I ball like the rough. VVS diamonds, they coming in close. Sell a gold, I made this shit look like mustard. Yellow gold turtle, I mix it with gush. My nigga really done came out the struggle. I really lived in the club. This when I got in those streets and I hugged them. Young nigga now with a cuddle. Hold to the trunk spot with a big jaw like a juggernaut. Big Lucha Gray got the block hot. NBA trying but the wrist wide. Reef full of shit, watch a nigga get dropped. Rolling summer red, this and the rich me a bud dip. Bitch still me the rock. Shit just can't real fuck. Running Saturday and now I'm finna head it hot. Ball with 50 cal, came with a kickstand. Big Lucha Gray baller hard like a 6-man. Every rap Taliban blue with a claim. Plus on my pocket they fill with the big bang. I just stay down in my back, they got bigger. Mucha here figure, don't fuck with you niggas. Only backwoods, don't play me no swills. Your bitch in my DM, she look at my figure.
Well, hopefully I have everything set up right, because if not, I might have just fucked everything over. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to Superstar64 Livestreams, the show with Xbox 360s. That's all we're doing today. If you don't like the Xbox 360, fuck you. Anyway, you could probably see my reflection in the TV, and I have the webcam shut off for today because I'm actually using the recording iPhone to, I guess, film this, but this is a live stream, so I don't know if that's the correct terminology. Anyways, also for the first time, we're using a MacBook Pro to stream. Actually, no, that's a lie, because my old streaming computer is down there, where it belongs, because it's an old fucking bitch. Anyways, oh, I didn't even really get to show you the setup much. So we have a couple different things going here, and the setup's going to change at some point as well to a completely different setup. So we have the 2008 iMac over there. I'm using that to run the chat. We have the 2006 Mac Pro running on the HP screen. The one you saw from the Windows 10 video. The Mac Pro is, you probably saw it already. That one I'm using as kind of a link between the internet and files from the internet and getting them over to the Xbox. As for the Xbox itself, you can see my really messy TV stand here. Today, because I have about 57 Xbox 360s, and all of them are modded. This is one of the only ones I have at the moment that isn't modded yet. It is running a retail build of 17559, the latest dashboard you can get for the Xbox 360. Which is good, because that's the one you need for this exploit. So the first thing we're going to be doing this in two parts here. Also, check my PS Triple down there. We're going to be doing this in a couple parts, where the first part is going to be screwing around with BadUpdate, and the second part is going to be doing some reset glitch hacking on 360s. Because that is, far and away, still the best mod you can get for the 360 as of now. Because JTAG's horribly out of date, and haven't been supported in 2009. And, well, this is kind of limited in nature because of the way the Xbox 360 works. There's a more technical breakdown of all of this on the internet already, if you really want to go look at that. But if not, the basic gist of it is, this is a temporary exploit that isn't a soft mod, and, well, it used to require patching certain executables to work on retail systems instead of dev kit systems, which a reset glitch hack system allows you to run pretty much any XEX under the sun, even bad ones that break your system, like XB Guard. This used to not be like that, but we're going to be running FreeMyXE Beta 5, courtesy of Emma, also known as Inbox I Play Games, who also developed TubeBuddy, or not TubeBuddy, that's a fucking browser extension. TubeFixer for the iOS platform. Huge fan of their work on iOS jailbreaking. Let's see how well the 360 works out. I'm getting some chat messages here. Let's read that real quick. Hello, I'm the first one here. Yay, from Steam account. Well, thank you for joining us, Steam account. We won't be doing a whole lot of Steam stuff today, but I hope this can suffice. With all of that said and done, I have my controller here. I turned up the TV's volume in hopes that maybe it would work out a little bit better, because I'm using the MacBook Pro's built-in mic. I'm not using the typical headset. I'm gonna go ahead and sign in here. This before I get too far, I'm gonna disconnect from the internet. Apparently, Beta 5 of FreeMyXE is Beta 4 and 5 are have the ability to block Xbox Live servers from connecting. So you shouldn't need to do this, but as a safety measure, because I don't really want to get this console banned, I'm going to just disconnect anyway. Get used to that message when you're running on a modded 360. Assuming you're using a stealth server. So let's just get right into this. I have a flash drive hopefully pre-prepared. And if not, I'll have to do some work on the Mac Pro to fix my mistakes. But until then, we have this lovely flash drive here. And it's now going into the Xbox 360. Oh, fuck. There it is. Now that should pretty much instantly read. And if not, I'll be very concerned. Check it. This is a hard drive that actually came with this console. And you can see the save data on this. Used to have a bunch of profiles, but I deleted all of them because I want this to be my console. And I actually want to use this hard drive. But check it out. Yeah. Anyways, so the USB drive is showing up. Rock Band Blitz is there. So is XCX menu, but they can't read that yet. Keyword is yet. So the thing about this exploit is it... Yeah, here's all the demos and shit. And Alan Wake. I think that is an indicator of what console bundle this was originally in 2010. The thing about this exploit is it has about a 30% success rate. And like I said, it's non-persistent, so it's not really a replacement for RGH. Rather, a sort of gateway drug, if you will. As of now, let's just boot it up. I'm gonna mute the TV just in case. Or, probably not mute it, but... I've never even loaded this before. I want to use the USB drive. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and pan the camera down here. So you can see we have 2 rings. Unfortunately, zoom is not available in the mode that I'm using for this camera. But the music should keep running, and if the music stops, then we know the console crashed and I got to restart. I really did put myself at a disadvantage by having wired headphones instead of wireless ones. Actually, these are wireless headphones. I could use them like that, but I'm already on stream. I've kind of bit the bullet already. So I believe this is stage 1. I'd have to look at all the stages again. Where a lot of people's consoles get tripped up is stage 3, I believe. If you can get past that, usually you're good. But the ring of light will change on this. I do appreciate that it says running exploit. That's pretty cool. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this music. This might be stage 2. Because we got 3 rings. Okay, that's definitely stage 3. So, usually this takes like 15-20 minutes to get going. And we might actually get lucky here. Is it alternating the rings? I think it is. Can you tell I've never done this before? The PS3 is modded, by the way, or soft modded, but pretty much every modded PS3 is soft modded. So I'm trying to think here, what doesn't work with BadUpdate? Because a lot of things do. Most homebrew, as far as I'm aware, does work with this. Plugins do not, which means stealth servers do not, which means you're not playing on Xbox Live unless you want to run the risk of getting banned. But this exploit, as of now, is hard-coded to block Xbox Live. Or something to that nature. I can hear song lyrics. The background is moving as well, so I feel like if the background stops moving, then the console probably crashed. One cool thing is that backups work, or for some people, backups work. So I'm going to try to not bore you to death with what's going on here. Like, we've probably all seen the videos already of people doing this and the different things you can do with it. So I wanted to try running unique tests. So I made a post, or a thread, in the Xbox 360 Hub Discord server for people to suggest things they want me to try with this. So far, I had 2 suggestions, one of which is probably not going to be possible. It was to run the XNA menu for this. The XNA dev kit menu, more specifically. And the other one was to run the Minecraft prototype, which I don't believe it's written for retail, but, you know, being able to play it on a retail system would be cool. I haven't tried it before, so hey, something fun to play with. When this is done, I will absolutely be taking a NAND dump of this. Take note of my wording there. Man, this is a lot more boring than running an RGH, because with the RGH you're actively soldering the whole time, and you're like by the end of it you get the rush when you finally see the console actually boot up. It's also a lot faster. It really depends on how fast you can get those joints soldered. As far as I'm aware, this is what takes the longest. So when this exploit originally came out, you had to use Tony Hawk's American Wasteland to do this. And thank God we found that Rock Band works Rock Band Blitz, sorry, works for this because, my God, do I not want to pay a scalper for Tony Hawk. Actually, I wasn't even originally going to try this until the Rock Band Blitz version came out. And I was like, oh, wow. I can actually do this for free. I might as well do it. Music's still going, so it's a long game of waiting, let me tell you. I do appreciate that the ring of light flips back and forth. But I do have to wonder what this looks like on an e-console, because the e-console doesn't have the same ring of light. With the Xbox 360e, you just have a single LED for the ring, instead of having the 4 individual quadrants. When you have a controller connected, the whole thing lights up. It also makes the error codes look different. So I have to wonder if there's really even a way you can tell what stage you're on with BadUpdate on an e-console, because it does work on e-consoles, including Winchesters, which for the longest time were unhackable in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, I kind of feel like I'm back in the old days of Superstar64 live streams. We used to actually, well, by we, I mean just me. If we go back to the super duper early days of the show, I used to do 2 streams in a day. We'd have the afternoon show and we'd have the evening show. And the afternoon show was like a cut down, reduced version of the main show in the evening. I dropped that concept very quickly, but streaming this early in the day, it really brings me back to those times. Especially because I used to use a 2008 MacBook for those shows, which was a total piece of crap for that task, by the way. That was so bad. I should not have been using a Core 2 Duo to stream in 2016, no less. And yet I used one all the way into 2018. That is actually kind of crazy to think about. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm streaming on a laptop again. I don't plan on doing this often, but it is quite nice to have a portable system that's running a live stream right now. Remember this, kids. When you click on something on your phone, do a sound check before doing so. Huh. Didn't realize the screensaver worked. I so badly want to flick around like the guide menu, but I know I shouldn't do that. Wish I could get some of my own music going on in the background. I don't know the practicality of that when doing this on a MacBook, though. Because doing live streams on a Mac is a lot different with OBS than it is on Windows. Because as far as I'm aware, there isn't necessarily a direct audio input capture with OBS on a Mac like there is in Windows, which could have changed because, you know, over the course of 8 years of doing this show, most of the time I was actually doing it on Windows ever since 2019 when the show really took off. I have an Apple mouse and a metal tripod. This is actually new. This is one of those super duper heavy duty ones, so I don't fucking break it again. This TV is over 10 years old, but would you believe it's actually a smart TV? A really shitty smart TV, but a smart TV nonetheless. Ooh, I thought it froze there. I'm well aware of YouTube's rules that you can only play copyrighted music for 5 seconds before it hits you. And that's why I'm able to unmute the TV in short bursts and then mute it again. But I'm definitely going to get suspicious if this background freezes, though. I saw somewhere the patterns of the stages of what the lights would look like. Anybody know how long this stream's been going for? Uh-oh. Yeah, about that 30% success rate. It froze. Alright. Well, attempt number 1 has been a failure. Let's go again. At most, I'm willing to do this 10 times. If not, we're just going to move to the second portion of the stream immediately. Now let's enjoy the soothing sounds of my fucking hell, honestly. So we're here. Stage 1. I looked at the demo for this, and it uses the red LEDs on a fat console, the ones that show the red ring of death. Obviously, we're not using a fat console, and because the only red LED that exists on this system is the middle one, yeah, it's just not going to do that. In fact, when you get a secondary error code on a red dot of death 360 Slim, it shows the green LEDs for the rings for the error code. I know, because I've had to do that, unfortunately. Stage 2. It does get into stage 3 pretty quickly, I noticed. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the flash drive. Maybe it has something to do with, I don't know, honestly. I just know this is known to take a really long ass time. And I really wish I could make it more interesting, but honestly, I really can't, besides doing my comedy routine, or maybe spitting some freestyles that I can't do, because I'm fucking terrible at it. in order to not bore everybody to death, we're gonna play some games on here. That's right, we're fucking gaming on the Mac Pro. What is this? Was this a Bring Us Studios video? Or some shit like that? Gaming on a Mac. Oh, I have no good places to set down this laptop. Well, that's MagSafe for ya. Ah, I found the perfect place. Right on top of the Mac Pro. Because it is taller than the Empire State. Not really, but you know. Oh, hey, it locked up again. This was a lot faster this time. I thought it'd take 5 years to fucking do it. I'm not even going to show starting it up again, just because we already know what it looks like. I hope I don't need to be signed in for this. Oh. You didn't see it, but XEX menu showed up for a second there. We were so close to greatness. So close. Alright, we are back in it. It typically is stage 3 where it dies, from what I hear. So, while we're in the midst of that, let's play some Marble Blast. Because this is a hideously ancient computer, I don't know if I can really run Platinum Quest very well. So we're just going to play some old Marble Blast Platinum, like the good old days of the show. Yes, Platinum Quest 2.11 is available. I'm well aware. I really hate fucking Snapchat. It's like the worst app ever made. Because I go to hold on, I tap and hold on the group chat so I can fucking mute it. And then it just replays everybody's 50,000 fucking snaps. Like, Jesus, dude. So as one might have guessed, online doesn't work anymore. But luckily, I have all of the gem hunt maps in my customs. And see, this is Platinum 1.6, so it actually... So it has the old Marble Blast Ultra textures, but it has it actually supports Ultra Blast, so, and Mega Marbles, of course. You gotta have Mega Marble. I forgot that my blast wasn't set to the E key, and rather was set to right-click on my Apple blank mouse.
Speed boosting available. Speed booster.
Hey! If only this was an online game. Damn it. Oh, I lost my Mega Marble. What the hell?
Mega Marble.
Xbox is back on stage 3. Yeah, the great thing about this Mac, this is a really powerful computer, this Mac Pro is, but unfortunately the one weak point is the terrible GPU that Apple put in here, which was not exactly high-end for the time.
Speed booster.
I mean, it might have been in 2004, but 06? Could have done a lot better in 2006. It probably would have died, though, like all the 2006 Xbox 360s. And the MacBook Pros, for that matter.
Mega Marble.
Because they had GPU failures, too.
Jumbo.
81, I'll take it. And it wants me to play Nuke Sweeper Revisited now. So the score challenges don't exactly work in Marble Blast Platinum anymore. Sad. Have I ever seen this before? I don't think I have. There's no X button. There's no X button. There's no you know, maximize or minimize buttons. I've only ever seen, because I opened this up, you can tell what this is supposed to look like, right? Where is it? This looks so fucking wrong. Oh shit. See, this makes the time fly a lot faster. Play Horizon.
Get ready.
Get it ready. Set. Go.
Jumbo.
Oh fuck. I gotta love when this game from basically 2007 has frame dips on this computer that go below 60 frames a second, and it looks terrible, and the Xbox crashed again. This is getting old. I'm gonna sign in this time. That might give me better luck. even if I'm offline. Yeah, no, don't try to connect. Oh fuck, XEX menu, but looky here. Can't launch XEX menu 1.1, but it showed up. It's right at the beginning. It's so close. Yeah, you can't get details on that. Take tells the stock system. It was so close there, man. I love how the Marvel Last Ultra music is just going in the background. Oh. Camera lagged out there for a second. Alright, let's get back into this. Oh, fuck, where are the gems? Oh, there they are. Doesn't help they blend in with the goddamn map. What? Oh my god. Okay, there we are. That's a better spawn. Did I mention that I'm playing this offline? And it's still frame dipping? As much as I do like this computer, and it does a good job of most of the things I ask it to do, gaming is not one of those things. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are on the 4th attempt of trying to hack my console with the software exploit. It's kind of terrible, honestly, and it's not anybody's fault, but you know, as it has kind of become a somewhat of a mantra for the channel. Fuck you, Microsoft.
Speed booster. Speed booster. Speed booster. Helicopter. Blast.
Oh fuck, that was a gyrocopter there.
Speed booster. Speed booster.
Oh shit.
Helicopter. Speed booster.
Alright, 19 seconds left. Let's go. We can get 100. No, we probably can't, actually. We're only at 89. Come on, let's get that blue. Get that blue. Yeah! 98. Yeah! 98. Woo! That's probably not, like, the best score for that level, but, like... Can this thing quit disconnecting? Good lord. Yeah. Boy, this is, I must be having bad luck today, but, you know, all the videos show you this, like, succeeding and working, like, all the time. And it's like, that's all cool and shit, but, like... I'm doing this on a live stream, so you can I'm not making shit up here. This is the raw experience of doing Bad Update on an Xbox 360. This thing's getting fucking hot, man. Watch, at some point I'm gonna kill the GPU on this fucking console. I know that the perception is it's more of a fat thing to do, but it definitely happens on Slims. In fact, on certain fats, it actually happens less often than it does on Slims. Surprisingly enough, Slim 360s have actually been dying a lot recently. Controller! There it is again. It's fucking there. What if I, like, unplug the flash drive? And then it goes away, and then I plug it back in, right? It's just weird. It's almost like in a halfway state. And maybe I'm not power cycling it right. Maybe I need to boot it up, shut it down, and then start it up again, but... I don't know, man. I will say this is definitely just probably the least practical way of running backups on a console. There we go. We have more pleasant music now to work with. I love it when my camera disconnects every 3 seconds. It's my favorite. Why isn't it charging? That's what I want to fucking know. Okay, there we go. I think this charger just sucks, honestly. Alright, we're back now. Ready to play some Playground. Here we go. Pretty much all of these are Ultra maps, by the way.
Helicopter.
You know, I think the closest we got to success with this exploit was the first attempt. That's honestly kind of sad.
Speed booster.
You're kidding. Alright, so this is attempt fucking, I think 5 already. And this time, it didn't even make it to, oh fuck, you cannot see that, actually. Let me try to get this Xbox, like, moved a little bit, just so you can see. It didn't even make it past stage 2 this time. Wow. So I'm gonna try my idea this time of starting it up, letting it boot. Like that, right? Then I'll shut it down. We'll see if we have any weird effects this time. Like seeing XCX menu. It's gone. XCX menu is gone again. So maybe this is the way to do it. Maybe I gotta actually shut the console all the way, like, start it up, shut it all the way back down again properly, so it's not in like a halfway state maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass and speculating. Don't quote me on any of this.
Get ready, set, go! Mega Marble. Blast. Mega Marble. Jambos.
There's a blue.
Speed booster. Jambos. Mega Marble. Speed booster. Blast. Blast. Mega Marble. Helicopter. Jumbles. Mega Marble. Speed Booster.
Oh, where's the fucking message that tells me that I only have 20 seconds left? Well, that game was all it took for it to fucking crash again. I think Emma of Inbox I Play Games said that it took not 20, but like 15 tries just for the proof of concept video. It gets so close. It gets so close. And then it crashes. And then it burns. Do 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 do. Somebody posted a meme the other day. I'm gonna pull this up. Never in my life I felt this to be more accurate.
Let's go gambling! Oh, dang it! 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 Oh.
Yeah, that's about right. This is just... I'm also getting kind of bored. Like, I didn't think that would happen during the stream, but, like, I don't like doing this. This is just kind of like a boring process, honestly. Because it's like, you start up the console, you go into the game, you hit the A button, and then you hope and pray it doesn't crash, so you have to fucking start over again with no results. You know, doing the, oh shit. Wait. Okay. So it didn't crash this time, so we're still on the same attempt, but like... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, buddy, whoa, hold up. Wait, hold up. What? I hit the home button to go, just to fuck around with it, and like... Okay, I'm actually gonna sign in real quick. I hit the home button just to fuck around with the menu, and then it kicked me out of the dashboard. It, like, kicked me out of the game, and it just took me straight to the dashboard. And now it just fucking works. Okay, we're on here. We are definitely doing this right now, just so I have it. It's showing the CPU key. You know what, this console's probably not going online. Actually, no, it might. Not a whole lot, though. I might have to re-edit the stream later, but holy shit, we're running homebrew on this thing. Okay. This is epic. So I must not have put the Minecraft thing on here. Also, notice how I think I said it earlier. I never actually patched any of the XEX files that I used, so this is really fucking cool, actually. So we're here now. It's just running. I must have missed when it like actually finished, but that was Also, probably by far the shortest attempt at the exploit, too. That is fucking crazy, man. So we have the bad update payload, and we have... I think I forgot to copy whatever else I was going to try on here. So I'm actually going to hop out of this real quick. Actually, let's check the flash drive just to see if, just to see what it looks like. I also want to see if I can copy any of the homebrew to the hard drive. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to copy that. Unless I actually want to play that at some point, but... So while we're here and we have a lovely running Xbox... I'm going to yank the flash drive out. We're going to come over to the Windows 7 PC here. Plug the flash drive back in. Minimize out of this. Yes, open. So I had two things I wanted to try here. One of them is Freestyle Dash. It's here. So 7-zip and extract that. Always a good thing to have on your computer, 7-zip. I've been using it for years. I fucking love it. And the other thing was, fuck, where is it? Yeah, the Minecraft demo. Not demo, but prototype. This one is from January of 2012. Only 65 megabytes. Wow, that is quite small for a game these days. This is actually going to be fun to play with, so just to make sure. Through a simple 360 NAND flasher. We do have everything I need here. What's probably going to happen at the end of this is I'm probably going to flash the modified NAND onto the system. And then I'm going to do the RGH process. And then by the end of that, it's just kind of a proof of concept, but I think it works. I haven't done this on video yet, so... In fact, while I'm thinking about it, I'm probably not going to use it much, but I'm going to fucking download JRunner on here. We're going to get really familiar with this really soon, so... JRunner with extras. Now, keep in mind, what I'm about to do here is the last thing you want to do if you're not planning to RGH your console, and especially if you don't have what's in this box here. This is something I ordered special for this stream because AliExpress fucking sucks. It is a JR Programmer V2 because X-Flasher 360s are impossible to come by. Let's unbox this real quick. Because I have two of these on the way, I might actually give this one away. Fuck. If I can open the box. If I don't destroy the box, I might give this one away. I didn't destroy the box. Shit. I actually have to... Oh, fuck. Well, here's all the wires for the doohickey. And here's the doohickey itself. It's still protected in the little bag here. Yeah, typically, you should use, like, scissors to do this job. I'm just gonna use the tip of a spudger. Fuck. Ah, there we go. Ah! Shit. I quit dropping everything. Oh. And it just slipped out of the bag, but, yeah, here's the guy. It, is a JR Programmer V2. Kind of slow doing its NAND reads, but it's not the worst thing in the world, because it works better than Picos. Picos are fast, but they have a better chance of corrupting your fucking NAND. JRs are slower, but I don't think I've ever had a bad NAND read with them. Well, until my wires went bad. That was probably my fault, though. I want to extract this folder, please. Hello? Oh my fucking god. Okay, let's do it again. Alright, there it is. There's the guy. Extract, and fucking do it. See, what's going to happen here is I'm actually going to show you what happens when you flash your NAND with a modified NAND. And then just fuck everything up by doing so. And I'm going to unfuck everything up. That's the plan. Because worst comes to worst, I have the NAND dump for it. Wow, does it really take that long to extract that amount of files? I do like how quiet the Slims are. I'm more of an Xbox 360 fat guy myself, but the Slims, they got the noise level right. Unfortunately, I went to an APU design. Now they fucking die. Oh shit. Oh boy, I needed that. Actually, I probably need this anyway for something else. What that thing might be, I genuinely have no idea. Dude, don't do that. Privacy. It doesn't exist anymore. Not like it did back in 2010. We just didn't know it yet. Okay, I don't think I'm giving away this JR Programmer, but I might give away the other one. Even though this thing's like 25 bucks. Installation is complete. Yeah. Oh, no, it already started. There, never mind. So it should show up now. There we are. So load in our source here, and we'll navigate to the flash drive. Here, take that, and it should grab the CPU key on its own. It knows the Trinity, and we're gonna do RGH 1.2 with this console, so I'm not gonna bother clicking this box. SMC Plus is recommended for RGH 1.2 and sRGH. So I'm going to enable that for shits and giggles. And we'll see, yeah, okay. Go both XL just because I might as well. I don't really have any hard drives that aren't my NAS that are bigger than that, so. And yeah, we'll patch that too. I should do both of these for my main console because I haven't done that. But I also really need to convert that console to an RGH 1.2 console because it only boots like half the time. You get better results with a Slim, and we will do RGH 3 on a Slim later in this video. Oh shit, I'm giving away a surprise. I have another RGH. I have another, not RGH, but I have another Xbox 360 Slim. You'll see what kind of Slim that is later. Don't you worry. Create exe build. That's all I should have to do with this. KV info saved a file. It should just fucking make the shit now. Okay, there we go. Okay. And all USB mem. What? Okay, so we're not gonna do the security patch for USB then, because I like being able to use regular ass USB drives. Create exe build once again. This was supposed to play like a sound when it. Yes, I want that. So cool. We're done with that part. Now I can actually pull this out of here. This is the console serial number. updflash.bin. Copy this, and we'll paste it to Simple 360 Flasher. Keep in mind this as well. If you modify your NAND at all with BadUpdate, BadUpdate will never work again. Unless you reflash your console with a retail NAND. And if you're not on an RGH console, you kind of have to do that with a hardware flasher. Hardware flashes are a really good thing to have. So, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be trying the X and A menu because I don't know shit about that anyway. So I don't think I'm the person to test that thing on a BadUpdate console. However, we will be doing the Minecraft prototype. This is gonna be fun. So we should, okay, we have XEX menu here. I think I copied it and didn't move it. Although I do prefer XEX menu 1.2. I've heard that just doesn't work on this exploit at all for some reason. Oh fuck, I forgot to. Hey, look at that system update folder. I believe that is what causes consoles to throw a system update message if you put a hard drive with a newer dashboard on it. Alright, we're back. So, we have, did I not copy? Whatever, I don't need freestyle on here. Minecraft. This is, something. Oh, am I supposed to copy this to the content folder? Let's go back to the dashboard real quick. I just realized that's not going to work at all because it's in a separate folder. Back to this. And then I will take this, copy this, and I'm going to move it, or not move, but paste it. Did I not copy it? Yeah, copy. Just go back, copy to content, Copy there, and then paste it here. It's weird seeing that off-center because I'm used to the way 1.2 looks. It's got a lot more skins than 1.1. Now let's try this. So it's not there. Well, can't say I didn't try it, but no bueno. Alright, let's ruin the console now. So it's gonna be like when I destroyed Windows Vista. But even more catastrophic, because typically you can't recover from this. So simple 360 NAND flasher. And by the way, you know what's even funnier is that it specifically says in documentation for FreeMyXE to not modify your NAND while doing this. So let's just disregard all of those instructions and brick our console. Default that XEX and fuck me up. If there's more testing you want done on this, I do have Opus 360 I could hook up and try this on. But for now, bye. So it tries to reboot the console. I think it's going to give me the red dot. Because this shouldn't boot at all. There you go. Red dot of death. 0022. And that is the code for when you have a bad NAND flash. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't like the touch sensitive buttons, honestly. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do some setting up here. I'm going to get things over to the other room. So, until then, we will be right back. Alright everybody, we are back, and I'm still in the process of looking for a certain cable. It's a fucking mini USB. I know it's supposed to be common as dirt, but like, I thought I had one hooked up somewhere, and it turns out I don't. So I'm gonna have to look for that again, because I need it for the JR programmer. It doesn't come with one for some reason. It's stupid. Either way, really quickly, we are going to learn how to take apart an Xbox 360 Slim. Hooray! So we have our multi-screwdriver thing. And I was going to use this, but I realized that I don't like using this at all. So we're going to use a metal one. In fact, it'll be the same metal one that we saw before. So I'll try to keep the Xbox in this frame here. Ah, shit. So first thing you want to do is kind of get under here, under this plate, and then take this off. I'm on the top side right now. Actually, because I'm using this particular spudger, this would actually probably be useful. You know what else would be useful? If I pulled out my phone, pulled up the stream on there so I could see what I'm doing, because with this iPhone mode, you can't actually see what the camera looks like while you're on the phone. Oh shit. I think that looks slightly better, showing my dirty ass basement. Okay, so I'm going to turn things around over here so I can get a little bit closer to the console. Hand the camera down. Okay, now we can see a little bit better of what we're looking at here. So you should be able to take like this pointy end, move this shit, because fuck you for getting in my way. You should kind of be able to poke underneath here. These clips are super durable. I'm going to use this one. They're super durable, and I haven't had them break. Unlike the clips on fat consoles. So, hey, I guess that's another point for the Slim. Still not winning, but... Fuck you. Alright, we got one. We got 2. 3. Fuck, it's these top ones, I swear to God. Can I rip this? No, I can't. Not yet. If I can get underneath... Oh, and the second set is even worse. I'm gonna grab a different one. I'd like to see if I can get the smaller spudger in there. Okay, so I couldn't find the smaller spudger. I think I have it somewhere else. But I have 2 mystery tools that might help us. And they're about to not be mysteries. Pair of tweezers and a pentalobe screwdriver. Trust me, this actually works on fat 360s. If I had my smaller spudger, that would make this process 10 times easier. This is about... Oh, fuck me. There we go. So you don't want to reclip it yet. There we go. And to make it easier to put this back together later, you can actually just put this piece back on. Bingo. 360s really aren't that difficult to take apart once you get down to it. Did this unsnap? Oh shit. This might be easier than I thought. Yes, I've already had this console taken apart. Thank you for asking. Same process as before, but it's actually easier this time. So, this clip should just kind of come up immediately. I'm going to actually show you what it looks like when I'm done. So, these two clips here are the same as the ones on the other side. This clip is also in that same boat. This clip, you kind of got to come in from an angle because it's smaller for some reason. There we go. And then underneath here, you can stick a tool and then get the last clip. See, so these clips are the same as the other side. This one is a little less, this one you can just kind of rip off. And then this one is the one that's a total pain in the ass. Now, usually I take the hard drive out before I even get to this stage, but I didn't, so I'm just going to do it now. Pulls right out, like that. So then you take the spudger, preferably metal, pop this clip, watch it repop itself because you don't have the other tool ready. You're going to want to grab a SIM card tool, or in this case, I have an attachment bit for the screwdriver that functions as a SIM card tool. So we'll undo this clip again. I said undo. You fucker. I'm about to break this. And I'm going to be really sad when I do, but it's going to be really, really good in the moment. So then there's this spot down here, you kind of got to look for it. You just stick your tool right in there and it pops itself. And if you want to see what that spot is, the SIM card tool got stuck, so there it is. Right on camera. And I will extend on this for a moment. And I realize now that I actually did just cut the warranty seal in half when I tore this apart. Anyways, so we'll stick this piece off to the side here with the other two. As if I totally did that the first time. At this point, I recommend pulling the faceplate off. The DVD drive cover isn't supposed to come off like that. I think I dropped it. I mean, the DVD drive still works, but the cover's broken. So you know what? This might end up just being like a beater 360 at this point. Oh, fuck. See, this part just sucks because, like... Okay, I might go back on a previous statement. Maybe don't take the faceplate off at this stage. Never mind. We're good. We're back. We are so back, everybody. There we go. And before you go yanking this off, unless you really want to break this, there's a ribbon cable. So you pull up on this section here because it's kind of wrapped around the connector. And it just kind of like, you pop this and it just kind of like slides right out. It is a more durable ribbon cable than I would expect it to be, given this is an Xbox 360. However, you can break it. I haven't personally done so, but you know, I'm sure there's horror stories out there about it. And then we take the T10 bit that I put off to the side already. First thing you're going to want to remove is the Wi-Fi adapter, which is right here. This is how you get built-in Wi-Fi on a console that didn't originally have built-in Wi-Fi. And at this point, you're going to have screws, so you got to keep track of them. It's very easy to do so. You have take this outer shell. Well, actually, no, I'm totally wrong. I'm about to say some bullshit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the black screws out after removing the Wi-Fi antenna, or adapter and antenna, I suppose. And you do have to take that off, take the top cover off, because it's kind of hooked in there for some reason. So the first thing you want to do is, after doing that, is take the black screws out. They're elongated for some reason. Actually, no, it does make sense because they go all the way through the chassis and into the top case. And don't bend your table like I did. If you have one of these multi-bit cases, stick your screws in there and keep them separated. But with a 360, it's very easy to keep these screws separated because they're completely distinguishable from each other. So there's only 5 black screws in this console. On a 360 Fat, they're silver long screws, and there's 6 of them holding the top case down. This is some kind of warranty thing, probably. Even though warranty seals are technically illegal and were during the 360's lifespan. So, whoops. Put that off to the side. This console has a D4S DVD drive from Light-On, which is the DVD drive that is eligible for the Kamikaze hack. And like I said, yeah, I broke the disk drive cover on this console. I don't have a spare one. Well, I do have spare ones, but they're matte black slims, and they're different because they are. Pull this off now too. At this stage, if you were doing this the normal way and you didn't flash your NAND with BadUpdate, you would then... Actually, no, you'd probably want to take this off. This is the hard drive carrier, and it kind of just goes along the system, the guide screws and shit. As well as holding the disk drive in place, because this is a much less robust system than the 360 Fat. You'll see the inside of one of those later. So at this stage, if we were just flashing the NAND, you might not even have to take this out. You'd solder up your programmer here, and then you hook it up to a computer, run it with JRunner. We're not going to do that because we've already flashed our NAND and broke our console. So we're just gonna keep going at this point. So where I'm at, and you can kind of go a little bit off the beaten path here as to how I take this out. Everything that I'm going to remove has to come out at some point anyway to get the whole motherboard out. So we're going to unscrew the RF board first and get this out of here, because it's probably not good to have a console held into the chassis via a connector. Even if it's a very sturdy connector, it's still just not the best idea. So we'll take this out. This only has 2 screws on this console. Put that in the pile. And while we have this bit here, we'll flip it over and we'll unscrew our X clamps. If you have a fat console and you don't see the black screws on the X clamps, that is a very bad sign. That's something you don't want to see, because that means your console is bolt modded. Now, there's not a whole lot of bolt modded 360 Slims out there, thank God, because if there were, I would flip my shit. Because bolt modding is terrible, and you should never, ever, ever do it. And thank you, GameStop, for permanently ruining many 360s with your shitty bolt mod. Alright, so these screws are out of here. Now we can go back to T10 land. If you're wondering why my bits are mismatched here, it's because this is from a different set. Because I actually broke the T8 bit I had in this screwdriver set. And that's the only replacement I had. So we'll put these with the screw that came from the Wi-Fi antenna and adapter. Because technically they're all the same screw. This is actually why I kind of like working on 360s. It's just got so many similar parts. I have a whole lower half of a disk drive full of screws like this that came from previous consoles that for one reason or another were never put back together. Like I said, there doesn't have to be much rhyme or reason behind undoing these particular screws, because they all got to come out anyway, one way or another. So undo this, and now when I flip this console over, half the time when you flip the console over after undoing those screws, things just kind of fall out, and in my case they didn't, but I've had consoles where they just do. Like this piece. This is held in by one screw. And then of course you have the hard drive carrier, which is also held in by the screws that we undid. But they all gotta be undone, and you might as well just do it all at the same time, because if this just drops on your desk, it really isn't going to hurt it much. Just be careful with everything. And we're going to undo every single connector here. Yeah. Look at the world's shortest SATA data cable. I know people like to replace the... I might just keep this actually. Keep this on the console. In fact, why don't I just keep these connectors on the console? Because all the soldering we're going to do is done on the lower part of the board. And now that I just forgot what the hell I was doing, I can cheat now. I did this on stream, so I can rewind the stream and see where I'm at. I think it was the further... Yeah, this looks about right. You know, if my fat hand wasn't in the way, this would be easier. Yes, it was definitely the further connector that I undid. So we're just gonna keep that in there. That's still gonna stay out of the console, and I will take this off. One to show. Well, actually, no, it does have to come off on Slims. Never mind. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. And that's still kind of true, but you do have to take the X clamp off on a Slim, really. And you will see why momentarily. But for now, I'm just gonna send it, and then I'll do some explaining later. I don't have the X clamp tool. You just got to be careful with different tools like a screwdriver, or I'm just gonna use the spudger here. This is a very soft edge anyway. So, ow. And be careful when you're handling the board like this, because it's got a lot of sharp ground points. Yippee. Oh, fuck. Get out. Get out, bro. Get the fuck out. I like to use an angled pair of tweezers for this job, typically. And you know what? I'm gonna see if I can. No, that's not gonna work. I'm actually gonna grab that pair of tweezers. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know what the fuck happened. I seem to have lost a shit ton of tools recently. And that makes me very sad. But instead of being sad, let's be angry. Get the no, fuck. Yeah, so you're supposed to be very careful with this, and I'm clearly not being careful at all. Oh, pop the fuck off. You stupid motherfucker. Get out. No. I'm gonna mangle this X clamp before I actually fucking remove it. Well, I found the other spudger I was talking about. But I didn't find the pair of tweezers that I wanted. Luckily, we have this flathead screwdriver, which gives me the ability to stick it here and twist. Fuck you. I am twisting with extreme prejudice now. Open. I would probably grab a pair of pliers or a fucking wrench or something and squeeze this back down so it actually goes back on tight. Or alternatively, I can just grab a different X clamp from a different console and then slap that back on here. Thank the Lord. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, hey, it's off. It's off. Thank Jesus. Look at that. I don't think I should be able to see that much copper. Nor should I be able to clearly see the CGPU like that. Is it? a little gooey, probably because I had the console on earlier, but oh boy, that needs new paste. So that's one of the reasons that you take this off. Now we'll see if I actually need to bother with the other reason. But before I do any of that, I still need to find that cable. So we'll be taking another short break, and we'll be right back. Well, hopefully it's short. I don't know, though. Either way, we will be right back. Alright everybody, we are back with the show. I found the cable I was looking for. It was buried under a bunch of shit. So, and it looks something like this. I believe I got this with a PS3 controller, because they use mini USB as well. So we're going to plug in the JR programmer here. And the reason we're doing this already, we do need the JR programmer for this, is because I'm going to be doing RGH 1.2. Which requires a glitch chip. So we're going to be using the Cool Runner Rev C here. These are unattainable nowadays because reasons that are best explained by people that aren't me. Supply chain and the fact that they use a discontinued chip and shit like that. So everything I'm going to do in terms of a tutorial, I suppose, is heavily out of date now. Because they don't make these anymore. They don't make any of these Xilinx-based glitch chips anymore, in fact, but there's still a large supply of Matrix and Ace chips out there. Matrix chips are the ones that are recommended for FATs in general, and generally for Slims it's actually recommended to it's recommended just do RGH3 on those, because there's not much benefit beyond like dual NAND and shit. Yeah, you're gonna want to use a glitch chip for that, but for just general modern console purposes, RGH3 is kind of the way to go on Slims, but it kind of sucks ass on FAT. So I'm using Windows 8 here. You have to disable driver signature enforcement to get the drivers for the JR programmer to work, but it does work. It works better on Windows 7, but hey, you know what? Shit changes. Apparently my working folder is not empty. Not like we need that as of now. So we're going to be programming a timing file on this. If you can actually see what I'm doing on this computer here. And you can get better quality footage of whatever this program is. JRunner with extras. You can get a better view of everything that happens here with an actual tutorial, and also because this mode of camera kind of sucks terribly. I really shouldn't have done it this way. I should have used like an actual webcam, but whatever. Doesn't matter too much anymore. So RGH 1.2 V2, that's what we're going to be doing. And you can see we have different timing files here. And there's a lot more for Trinities and Coronas. So well, 18 to 21 is the way to apply for that. Just try 80 just for shits and giggles. It is a Trinity, so we're just going to go ahead and program that. Out of the box, it seems to have come in the mode that you need to flash a glitch chip. That's the sound I was expecting it to make when I made the NAND image, but I think that only happens when you're done flashing something, just to know it's successful. So we can just disconnect all of this now, and we'll separate the glitch chip from the programmer. This is actually what originally turned me off from modding a 360. I was like, programming? I don't know how to do any of that shit. And so I just didn't get into it until I heard of RGH3, and that was kind of the bug bite that got me going for this. Now, if I pan the camera down slightly, and I'm probably just not actually going to be using this area, I think I'm going to clear off this. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to clear off this section. So we're going to not lose that. Set that up here. Move the keyboard and the mouse. I'm actually going to switch this monitor over to number 3. That is an AV adapter. So it goes from the AV cable for an Xbox 360, and it goes into an adapter that turns into HDMI, which sends to this monitor. Very roundabout way of doing things, but because it's a 4x3 monitor, I think it actually works out better if we use AV. So just kind of chuck this over here, it seems. And now we have a flat surface that I can solder on. Now, the reason I'm using this dirty ass workroom that I didn't think I was going to be using is because my old setup that I used to use uses that power strip plugged into another shittier power strip that was plugged into the wall. I don't think I was getting the full power of my soldering iron because it didn't really work well with heat guns either. So we have our board here, and I realized I can use this computer to look up the tutorial to RGH 1.2, a slim motherboard. So I'm going to switch that back over. In fact, I even have the tutorial pulled up for it already. So yeah, we have the board here. We have our solder. This is brand new from AliExpress. We have this really shitty flux that I probably shouldn't be using, but I'm using anyway because it does kind of work. Our glitch chip, and wherever I put the rest of that wire. That's not the wire. Where did it go? I think it's not here right now. Yes, our spool of 30 gauge wire. This is probably the best wire to use for this project just because it's small and thin. It goes really well on these tiny solder points that we're going to be soldering to. Also best to have the cooler. We got to put that back on before we test this so it doesn't immediately get hot as the sun shut off. Really not good for these 360s. Kind of got to be careful with them. Okay, so I will actually need to scratch PLL for this, but before we get too far, we're going to probably clean the board actually. So we have this thick mechanics paper towel and some isopropyl alcohol on that. We'll first and foremost clean off the chip. Wow, that cleaned up immediately. There you go. Nice IHS on there. I have some blow-off duster I could use on this board. And don't breathe that in. That kills your brain cells for some reason. So we're going to take our wire here. I typically just use like my fingernails to strip off some of it. Because you can do that. If not, you can bite on it, I guess. That works too, ish. In this case, it's not working very well. So I'm just going to cut that. If it would quit stretching the fucking insulation. And that is already wasted. Luckily I have a trash can here. I hate this insulation already. It's going to be the death of me. It just, look at how much I'm stretching this insulation. Why is it doing this? This is actually not coming off the other side, is it? See if I can grab that wire real quick. I don't have one that particularly works well for 30 gauge specifically because it's such a tiny wire. This is about the best I can do. I finally got a section of wire that doesn't immediately fucking I finally got it to work. I just had to hold it down. So now I'll cut off the end so it's like smaller. Walk around the other side. Grab a piece. So when you're soldering to the glitch chip, you don't have to worry about your wire ends as much, but alright, this wire is going to be 3V 3. Didn't go very well. Doesn't help that I have my hand getting fucking stabbed right now. Don't breathe this in like I'm doing. In fact, it's best to have a fume extractor. I'm too cheap for that shit. Truthfully, breathing in lead builds character. So at this point, I think I'm just going to stick the glitch chip down. And the best place to do it is probably right about there, or maybe the other side. I think that'll work better. So according to our diagram here, 3V 3 is from this Vrogue point here, it is the fourth one. So I shall drop some flux there. I have messed this up before, but I'm being really careful about it this time. We'll tin that point with some fresh solder. So we take this solder. I like to bubble it up on the iron itself, and then just kind of let it formulate onto the point that I'm trying to solder to. There we go. There we go. That's going well. Not really, actually. That's going fucking terribly. Alright, I clean the iron. Try again. We'll do it this way this time. Oh man, I'm really tinning that other point. Not the one I want though. What is this shit? Okay, the solution is probably more flux. I don't think you can ever have too much of that shit. If you wondered why I don't fucking use this flux, it's because it's terrible and it doesn't fucking work. So I have this flux. It's very old. It's very brown, but it does work. Used to in the past. It would stick down the fucking board without globbing up like that. Why is it just... So it's doing this shit again where it just fucking gums up and doesn't stick to anything at all. And I'm clearly cleaning it. I can fucking show you this shit. I might need to just try a different tip. Even though that's a brand new tip, by the way. The last time I used it was like 2 weeks ago on this very Xbox. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. Hotco, everybody. The best fucking soldering iron in the world. So I'm pretty sure I had extra tips around here somewhere. Well, I guess I'll be doing an intermission while I figure out where the fuck my... Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't need to do any of that, because my laptop is sitting on top of my extra tips. fucking do this again. I'm really sick of this wire already. I love tools that don't fucking work. Okay, we do have a wire end now. It's terrible. It's probably way too longer than it should be. But it might just work. I also just realized this isn't even solid core. That just made my life 10 times worse. Flux. And do literally nothing else that I fucking wanted to do. It's like bad. Why is this pad fucking working, but this one isn't? Let's try a different method. Smell some solder. Let's tin the end of this wire that must... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. This is me just sending it now. Oh, fuck. No. No. Don't do that. No. This is exactly what I'm fucking talking about. It just gums up and doesn't fucking stick. Actually, no, it does stick. Too well, though. Just really wants to go to that pad. And I don't want it to go. I want to go to the next one. Not you fucking dumb shit. If solder would quit sticking to that pad instead, that would be fucking wonderful. My solder seems to have figured out where its place is. Unfortunately for it, though, I still need this. There's got to be some kind of alternate 3 point. Maybe I should just fucking scratch it. I don't fucking know. I thought I was so close that time. Ow! It happens every like 3 seconds. It just fucking mashes itself with the other fucking point. There's gotta be an alternate 3 point somewhere on this fucking board. Because that one must just not... The solder pad must not exist anymore for it. Well, I'm consulting the Xbox 360 hub, waiting for them to fucking blast me for this shit. Or they just ignore me. That works too. Must just not be the right time. Guys, I'm sorry, man. I'm trying here. This literally just you've seen the video. It's just not working at all. It's not sticking. It's not. I have this pocket knife here. Let me just kill this board even further. Oh god, that's got something on it. And yeah, right when I need it, I'm getting ignored in the help chat, so. And I'm looking at that point. If you look at it on this picture here that looks like I took with a microscope, I don't see any fucking copper at all. Yeah, I realize now I've probably exposed a few more traces than I probably should have. Maybe it's time I try the special PLL scraping tool that I had. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah, you don't know what this is? This is a Phillips 00 bit on a screwdriver. I'm attempting to maybe scrape whatever could be left of a pad here. There's a bunch of microscopic bits coming off of that. And that actually kind of seems like a good sign. Take a look at it now. Still doesn't look very good. think that might actually work. It's gonna be jank as fuck, but it might actually work. I get the feeling I'm not actually supposed to use a cool runner with this. But I might be able to get away with it. A little more than I needed to cut off, but you can barely even see the end of this wire, but it is there. Ground is another point that's going to be a total pain in the ass and probably won't work, but I can try to scratch this a little bit more. The sucky part about this console is that it has a very thick ground plane, so it makes it tough to actually solder ground wires and shit. We're going to go ahead and try doing this opposite of the way I did it before, which is I'll solder the wires to the board before going to the glitch chip. Out of the way. This is the ground point as well. Could theoretically use that. It's a lot less sketchy than the one over here. I also heard some people like to just like ground it out to one of these. I have my doubts about that. I mean, if it did work, but like. Fuck. Right, it's gonna be the dumbest thing ever. Let's solder it there. Where the oh wait, that's actually probably not gonna work. Oh shit, what other ground points are there on this board? There's like 50 of them. Man, is this board fucking dirty. Oh, fucking awesome. It just ripped again. Ah. Good lord. I can't fucking do this today, man. I shouldn't have streamed this. I'll be honest with you, this has probably been like one of the worst streams that I've done in a long time. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what it is with this console, but the NAND headers just are the worst points ever on this console. So, I don't even know what to do at this point. Because I don't even know if this still works. Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling like I'm in the mood to stream anymore, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and end things off here. I apologize for the unsatisfactory ending, but yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time.
That's cool, that's why.